everybody and welcome back to Gaming on Caffeine. My name is Isaac and we are back for episode 11 of Hypovolemia. Last episode we spent quite a bit of time upgrading our Mekanism machines over here, and since the end of last episode I've spent a little bit of time upgrading them just a little bit more. Now all of these, apart from the enrichment chamber, have 6 speed upgrades and 8 energy upgrades, which I found is kind of the sweet spot for our current power situation, to where they can run at full speed without running out of power, which is pretty nice. And at the very end of last episode we were working on making the bound armor, and right at the end I made the biggest derp in the world and made a second pair of bound leggings instead of making the bound chest plate. And since the end of last episode I have worked on getting myself 8 more filled sockets so that now we can go ahead and craft up another chest plate. But we're not going to do that quite yet, because I also figured out something else since the end of last episode, and that is you can actually infuse your armor with different sigils from blood magic to give them different cool effects. So I'm actually kind of glad a little bit that I made the mistake, but also kind of not glad because I had to spend like another 20 minutes making all these filled sockets since the end of last episode. But aside from that, you may have also noticed that I have spent a bit of time between episodes increasing the overall size of the base that we have. You may or may not have noticed it's a bit of a slight change. It was 2 blocks wider all around now to make a bit of room for when we decide to upgrade to a tier 5 or maybe even a tier 6 altar at some point in the future. And I also spent quite a lot of time over in this room and finally put some use to those Mine Factory Reloaded upgrades that we got like 4 episodes ago now. So all I did was make the tree farm bigger, stick in the copper upgrades that we got I think like 3 or 4 episodes ago now, and now we have a nice big tree farm. And I also made 1 more set of copper upgrades because we only got 2 from the quest for this one over here, and started a bit of a magical crops farm going over there. And we are going to work on magical crops a little bit towards the end of today's episode, but to start with I want to work on getting this bound armor. Now like I said, you can upgrade these with core sigils. First of all, let's throw this thing down. Let's grab all 8 of these and the soul forge. All we have to do, put it down like this, do it right this time. And by the way, for those who are wondering, a chest plate looks like this, not like the leggings. And all you have to do to upgrade them with a sigil is right click on one of these filled sockets with a sigil, as well as a master blood orb and a weak blood shard, and it will infuse it with that effect. So first things first, we're going to need a sigil to choose from. Now, I looked on the wiki, and there's a bunch of different sigils you can put in them, and they all have different effects. And the one that I kind of was interested in is the sigil of haste, because this one over here gives us the boost 2 effect, and basically means we walk faster. And for those who've ever seen any of my previous series, you'll know that I like to be able to walk around a lot faster than the default speed, so I would like to make this. Thankfully, we have pretty much everything we need. We do need a demonic slate, which is just a imbued slate in a tier 4 altar with 15,000 life points. We do actually already have one of those. I accidentally made one whilst I was making all of the imbued slates for all of the blood shard duplication we did last episode. The things that we are missing are the cookies, and to get the cookies we need some cocoa beans, and to get cocoa beans we need some pumpkin seeds. Now to get pumpkin seeds we can either, actually no, I think the only way we can do it really is to mutate carrot seeds with potato seeds. Now right now we do not have either carrot seeds or potato seeds, and as far as I can tell the only way to make potatoes is to drop wheat into a mana pool with an alchemical catalyst. And as for carrots, I'm actually not 100% sure. For carrots, it's like the same deal. We drop a potato into a mana pool with an alchemical catalyst, so we need to make an alchemy catalyst for our mana pool and start to do some mana infusion. Thankfully, this thing isn't too bad. We already have the living rock, we already have the gold. The mana pearl isn't going to be that big of a deal because we already have an ender pearl lying around. And for those who don't know, we've actually been getting like reward bags of some kind. I'm not quite sure what they're called. Are they called like sacks? Or loot? They are called Common Treasure. They're from Thaumcraft, and I've opened a few of these, and when I do, you get a few things. Like, for instance, we got 1 ender pearl there. I was hoping we'd get a few more, but we also get some coins as well, some oak and some knowledge fragments. So that's how I got my first. Did we get one there, or did we not get one? I got one earlier from that, which is why I have 1 ender pearl right now. But we can go ahead, we can take this guy, and we can throw it into the mana pool. I think we should have enough mana to make 1 mana pearl. We do. Now, the hardest part about this is going to be getting the blaze rods to make the brewing stands. Now, the last time we did the blaze rods, we went off into the nether, and we fought some guys with an enchanted bow. Thankfully, we don't have to do that this time, and it's because of something that I wish I knew back when we did that, because we didn't have to go and fight those blazes. We could have instead just looked into our quest book, because one of the quests under the Offering More quest line, this one down here, the Upgraded Capacity, asks us to make a rune of superior capacity, and if we do so, we get another rune of superior capacity, as well as a blaze seed, which we can then use to, of course, make some blaze essence, which we can then use to craft into blaze rods, and that would have made our lives so much easier. idea, but nevertheless, we've done it now. So let's go into here and let's see about getting the Rune of Superior Capacity. This one over here, thankfully, it's not that hard to make. All we need is another one of those demonic slates, which we do already have, a little bit more obsidian, and of course, our orb as per usual. We seem to be missing a little bit of obsidian. Thankfully, I did farm a little bit of obsidian essence between episodes, so we can go ahead and do something like that. Let's stick any random blood orb in there. We might need the master blood orb, which is currently sitting in the thingamajig over here. Can I get that out, please? Thank you very much. Okay, so it's still being really weird. I wish I didn't do that, but then we get ourselves a Rune of Superior Capacity, which is then the quest completed. We can claim our reward. We get ourselves some blaze seeds. Let me quickly grab some crop sticks, or I guess quickly make some crop sticks. I guess we're going to make some normal sticks. Let me quickly make some normal sticks and then use those to make some crop sticks. And then we're going to do the same thing that we have done time and time again every single time that we need to get a bunch of essence. We'll put this down. We'll drop you on there as well. And simply right-click over and over again with the sigil of the Green Grove. Until we got enough essence to make 2 lots of blaze rods, then we can just head back to the AE system, craft them up like so, and that gets us 2 blaze rods. Nice! At that point, we should then be able to make the alchemical catalyst here. Let me see if I can find it. It is this guy over here. We should now be able to make 2 of these brewing stands, boom and boom, and then I think we're good to go. Nice. So all this does is it goes underneath the mana pool that we have over here, and it allows us to make a bunch of extra recipes that we wouldn't usually be able to make with the mana pool. So we put that there. First things first, we're going to need some wheat. That wheat's going to turn into some potatoes, and we can turn those potatoes into carrots. We should probably also grab some oak as well, because that's going to act as fuel for the endo flames. But let's grab some wheat here real quick. We've got 29, good stuff. Let's throw all of this oak down just kind of around near these endo flames, just in case we happen to run out of mana at any point. And now all we do, boom, and we already have mana. Okay, cool stuff. So I'm going to go away, guys. I'm going to wait until we have enough mana to make a second potato, and then, of course, wait until we have enough mana to turn one of our potatoes into carrots, and I'll be back in a second. And a little while later, now that we have both the carrot and the potato, and what we need to do now is, first of all, grab ourselves some more crop seeds, which is, again, going to require quite a few more sticks. I should probably just make, like, a ton of sticks, because we're using these all the flipping time, and I never have them. I always have to make them from scratch. But we need some more crop seeds, and what we need to do is we need to breed the carrot seeds here with the potato seeds to try and get ourselves some of those pumpkin seeds. Is that what we're after? Let me check real quick. Sigil of Haste. We need cookies. We need cocoa beans. Cocoa beans need pumpkin seeds. Yeah, we need pumpkin seeds. So the way that we breed crops with AgriCraft is you put the crops you're going to breed on either side, so in this case carrot and potato, and then in the middle, you put a double layer of crop sticks like so. And let's just go ahead and quickly make sure that these are fully grown on both sides. And we got potato seeds. That's fine. Sometimes you won't get what you're after, but we did get some more potato seeds there. Again, we'll do the same thing. Having the sigil of the Green Grove active does speed this up. If you just right-click, it turns off. Right-click, it turns back on. I think this does use up life essence, but it also increases the speed at which stuff like this happens. That time we got carrot seeds. Again, not quite what we wanted, but eventually, hopefully this third time's a charm, we should get carrot seeds again, not what I'm after. Unfortunately, each time you do this, you do lose 1 crop stick, so I have had to go ahead and make some more. But eventually we got ourselves some pumpkin seeds, which is exactly what we were after. And so now all we need to do is use those pumpkin seeds in the mana pool with the alchemical catalyst, and that will get us some cocoa beans here. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like there is a way to actually duplicate those cocoa beans. And so I'm thinking what might be a better idea here is instead we should probably plant a pumpkin and then craft that pumpkin into more pumpkin seeds, if that's going to work. Is that done? It is. Okay, so can we craft that into seeds? We can. Oh my goodness. Okay, that is fantastic. Awesome. So we'll take that, and that's a real weird way of growing pumpkins. It's not at all like the vanilla way, but we can now take these seeds, hopefully just instantly drop them into the pool. We can't because we don't have enough fuel. That is fine. We have a ton of oak now. I actually just had to empty out the chest a little bit from the tree farm because it is filling up way too quickly. We're going to have to invest in either pumping it into the AE system or in some other way of storing it, because if we look in here, it is filling up kind of ridiculously quick. But that's also a good thing because it means we can make a little bunch of charcoal, and it means making diamonds in the future using the alchemical chemistry set over here is going to be so much easier, and it also works as nice fuel for these endo flames over here. A stack's probably overdoing it a little bit. And there we go, we've now got ourselves some cocoa beans, which we can now bring back over to our AE system over here and craft up nicely into some cookies, which we can then use to make our sigil. But we are going to need another one. Yeah, we're going to need another one of those slates because we used up the first one on making the rune of superior capacity. Thankfully, we should be able to do this fairly quickly in the new altar. The 5,000 life points should instantly go through, and then 15,000 more real quick for that to turn into one of the tier 5. What are they called now? They're called demonic slates. And there we go. Beautiful. All right, let's take you back over to here, stick you in the middle. Do we have our orb in here? We do. Let's take you, stick there as well. And there we go. We get ourselves the Sigil of Haste. Nice. So the only thing that we are missing now is a blood shard. So let me quickly try and do this a little bit. There are quite a lot of mobs here now, so I'm hoping this will work out in a blood shard. It should, I think. I did it quite a few times before the episode, didn't get any, but we do not have one, so I will take this. And all we need to do now, we kind of need one more, because I want to get another. Actually, we can craft one more. We can totally do that with our alchemical chemistry set. So let me quickly grab another slate here real quick, and let's try and make one more imbued slate so we can duplicate this blood shard, because what I'm going to have to do right now is I'm going to have to go ahead and stick my master blood orb into the sockets over there. So let's quickly take you out before you come to the next tier, because I do not want that to happen. Back over to this thing, and if we go boom, boom, and boom, give it a few seconds, that should turn into another weak blood shard, or 2 weak blood shards. Like so. I think we should probably do it one more time, but I can do that in a second. For now, let's take you and you, and if we put the Master Blood Orb into one of these, like that, the Weak Blood Shard into another, and then finally the Sigil of Haste into the final one, and then you don't need an activation crystal, you can just right-click on this thing. We make ourselves a bound chest plate, which, if we put on, should give us haste too. Look at that. We can run so much faster than we could before now. This is absolutely fantastic. And we also jump just a little bit higher as well, which I absolutely love. This thing is the best. I love it. Okay, cool stuff. So what I want to do now is quickly do basically what we did just a second ago, but again, we need to get another slate and make a replacement Master Blood Orb because we just used our last one on upgrading our bound chestplate here. I kind of wish that I'd have known about this before I made all the other ones, because I could have put different sigils in all the different armor, and all the different sigils do different things in each different piece of armor. So, for example, that Sigil of Haste that I just put into my bound chestplate would do something different in all of the other pieces of armor as well. It wouldn't just increase the speed again. So I kind of wish that I'd done that, but that's fine. I guess at some point in the future we're going to have to remake all of that armor to infuse it, but that's not going to be today because I just spent way too much time making all of those diamonds for all of those sockets. So for now, all we're going to do is we're going to use this guy here to get myself one more. I hope this works. It does. Okay. Get myself one more of these shards, and then we'll use one as a backup and the other one as a Master Blood Orb creation. So we'll see that in there. It's always good to have one backup. I did use all of mine before the episode started, which is why we had to go through all that kerfuffle there, but it's good to have one because it's a lot easier to make the rest of them. This, I think, requires like 40,000 life points, but it is now done. Cool stuff. And now we can move on to the second part of today's episode, which starts with the Mine Factory Reloaded quest line, this one down here, because somebody in the comment section told me that if we put the fissure down, above some water, obviously, the fissure has a chance of producing rubber saplings. And if that's true, that's going to make our lives a lot easier in terms of getting rubber, because it means that we can just add rubber saplings to our tree farm over here instead of waiting for the Mine Factory Reloaded rubber crops, the magical crops rubber crops, sorry, to grow and then get the rubber essence, then craft it into rubber seeds, which kind of takes a bit of a long time. So what we're going to do is we're first of all going to set up a 3x3 area. I'm not quite sure how deep it has to be for the fissure. I'm going to make it 3x3 and then 2 deep. We're going to fill it with water, and we're going to stick a fissure on top of that. And for those who don't know what a fissure does, it basically acts like you're fishing, and we'll kind of just grab stuff out of the water, but it also grabs like random junk like boots, and we're hoping rubber tree saplings. It doesn't really make much sense because it's like a really small water source that we've already made ourselves, but don't question the logic of it. Instead, just understand that it works. So let's go ahead and let's make a few buckets here, because we always seem to be running low on these things. You know what? I'll make 3 buckets just to make life a little bit easier. Boom, boom, boom. And all we need to do now is fill up the hole in the floor we've made with water, like so. If I do it like this, I should create an unlimited water source that I can maybe pull from. I guess not, because it probably needs to be touching the floor now that I think about it. Let's do this. I kind of want it to look a little bit nice, at the least. Oh, that didn't work either. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to grab... Oh, that kind of... No, okay, yeah, we're going to have to grab some more water. All right, that's fine. That is fine. Let's take you, and one more of you. Cool stuff. And the reason I put a block down in the middle there is because I want to be able to put something there, otherwise it's going to look like ridiculous. And if I do that, is that going to work out? Oh, it's not going to work out nicely, is it? It never works out nicely. I don't know if there is a way for me to fix this. I'm going to cover that up, and then let's try putting water down, I guess. There, does that look? No, it's always going to look. Maybe it's, I'm making a lot of sounds here. Making an awful lot of sounds. You know what? We're just going to get rid of this and the other one. I'm going to hope that this works. I don't think it has to be still water. At least I hope it doesn't have to be still water. You know what, though? I'm gonna try and make it still water. I think if we put water in all those middle slots, it might become still. It totally did. Okay, that is perfect. Like I said, I don't know if you actually have to have it like that, but that's how I'm going to have it. And now what we need to do is put a fissure right about there. And to do that, we, of course, first of all, need to get ourselves a fissure. Thankfully, like most of the other Mine Factory Reloaded machines, it's fairly easy to make. All we need is another one of these factory machine blocks, as well as 3 fishing rods, which hopefully won't be too hard to make. Let's go ahead and actually let's craft some more of these real quick and grab a few more oak planks out of here, which now craft up extremely fast, thanks to all of those speedruns. I love it. Again, let's just craft up like a bunch of sticks like so, because we seem to be using a ton of them today, and we're probably going to be using more by the end of the episode. And then we'll go boom, boom, and boom. All of that string coming in super handy from early on. And we are missing 1 set of plastic sheets, and we're missing one of those as well. That is so annoying. Did I cook some in here? I didn't. Okay. I also have done quite a lot of charcoal smelting, as you can see over here, since the end of last episode. Let's quickly craft these rubber essence here into some actual rubber, and hopefully with the speed upgrades in this thing, it shouldn't take all that long at all for this thing to finish up. Let's clear our inventory a little bit, take all of these out, try it one more time. Beautiful. Oh, I love how fast that thing is. It's fantastic. Okay, there we go. We'll put you back in there, and boom, we get ourselves a fissure. Nice. Now, this guy's going to go right about there. It does, of course, require some power, and I did also notice that we got ourselves some ultimate universal cables, I think as part of a quest in the last episode. I didn't notice. I thought they were more basic ones, but for now, we are going to use more basic ones because the fissure does not require any ultimate power cables. I think we do have some redstone. It is, however, in block form. Let's take you. We should, I think, have enough steel to make enough of those. We do, and then I think we could just hook this guy up. Boom, and there we go. This thing is now hooked up, and I think once it finishes its idle tick, it's got 1,800 work time here. Once that gets up to the top, it should go ahead and deposit something into a nearby chest, which does, of course, mean that we have to actually make a nearby chest for it to put stuff into. So let's quickly grab one of those and just stick it down on top, and then we're kind of just going to leave this thing to work. There's no way to speed it up or anything like that. It's got max power, and it's running at max speed, but once it's finished, it's going to dump some stuff in there, and then over time, we'll get a nice collection of just, like, random stuff in this chest. Also, for those of you wondering why I have a diamond pickaxe now, it's because I wanted to move the portal between episodes, because it was like in the middle of the room here once I made the room bigger. And if you're wondering how to make it, it is actually fairly easy. Just an iron pickaxe in a tier 3 altar with 20,000 life points. Pretty simple stuff. And now the final thing that I want to work on in today's episode is I want to work on a little bit of AgriCraft, because I've had a ton of people telling me that I have ignored AgriCraft for way too long, and they're right. They are 100% right, because there is a ton of stuff we can do with AgriCraft that is going to make our magical crops farm a lot faster, a lot more efficient, and produce a lot more crops, which is exactly what we want if we're going to move forward and try and get more and more resources. So, if we look at the quest book here, let's quickly just claim that reward, and we go up to fertilization. There are 2 quests over here for the AgriCraft stuff. The first one is analyzing the plants, and it wants us to make a seed analyzer. Now, I haven't actually played with AgriCraft all that much, and I haven't actually used the seed analyzer before in my life, but I did a bit of testing before the episode started, and this thing is pretty awesome. We are going to need a glass pit of some kind. Do we have any glass lying around? We don't, but I know we have a ton of sand, because I made a bunch of that since last episode. That is not at all what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that, and that should, let's do 16, because 16 is, I think, the max we can do without wasting some stuff, because I put 16 in here. That's going to get us a stack of glass, hopefully pretty quickly. And it did cool stuff. Let's take you, bring it back over here, and we should now be able to make, first of all, the glass pins. Let me try that one more time with the actual glass. There we go. And finally, the seed analyzer. Nice. So the way that this works is it doesn't require power or anything like that. All we got to do, stick it down somewhere, grab a seed. For example, I'm going to grab osmium because we need a lot of osmium. We're not getting a whole lot of osmium. That's not osmium. That is water. Give me a second. Let's put that back down. This one is osmium. We're going to take our osmium seed and we're going to scan it. We're going to put it in here. and we're going to scan it. You can get a book, the Agricultural Journal. I'm not too sure what the point is of the Agricultural Journal, so I'm not going to craft it. It is kind of me being a little bit lazy, but I'm just not going to do it. And then one really cool thing that I didn't know you can do is if you put down, for example, some osmium seeds, let's say we put them down like here, and around it, we put down crop sticks like this, as if we're going to breed something. What will happen is, once this is fully grown, it will actually spread around. I'm going to stand here with my... Look at that, it'll spread around to other ones. We just duplicated, we just tripled, we just, like, added loads more. We just quadrupled the number of osmium seeds that we have. That is kind of fantastic. Look at that, look how many osmium seeds we have. I had no idea this was a thing, but we now have a ton of osmium seeds. And so, making massive farms is going to be so much easier than I thought, because we don't have to actually craft all of the individual seeds. But what we want to do now is we want to change this middle one to be, we could scan all these seeds, but all these seeds are just going to be 1, 1, 1 under growth, gain, and strength. And basically what we want to do is we want to get that number up. We want to have it 10, 10, 10. So it's growing as fast as possible. It's giving us as much output as possible. And I think strength has to do with weeds, but I'm fairly certain weeds are turned off in this mod pack here because we haven't seen any so far. And so we're not really going to bother about gain too much. We're mostly interested in growth and gain. So if you do something like that, these ones will crossbreed together to form like one super seed, this guy here. And you'll notice that this one is undefined, and if we were to go ahead and scan this undefined one, it should have higher stats than the original. And it totally does. It has 2 gain, 2 strength, still 1 growth, but that's fine. And so what we want to do now is we want to like replace this one here with one of the higher tier ones. And so now the next time that it regrows and like reproduces, it's going to go ahead and be a bit better than the one before. We also have another defined one there. Let me quickly just do this and quickly grow this one up to full. They should breed pretty quickly. Let's come back over here and scan this guy. Hopefully, again, one that's a bit higher, but I'm probably guessing it's going to be 1, 1, 1. It is totally 1, 1, 1. That's fine. But again, if we stand here for a little while, this one should, again, kind of crossbreed with all the other planets and should get us one that's a bit better than 1, 2, 2. Maybe 2, 2, 2, maybe 2, 3, 3. Okay, here we go. We got another one. Let's grab you. Let's give it a quick old scan over here. I'm hoping for a little bit better. And we got 4, 2, 4. So basically what we're doing here, guys, is what we want to have is we want to get as many of these as possible and then do the same thing we did earlier. Because I think if we do this, if we were to take this one and then put a bunch of these around it, like we did before, try and duplicate them, I think if we do it with the stronger seeds, it will duplicate into more strong seeds. And then what we want to do is basically get 10, 10, 10 on all of those. I don't want the potato seeds. No, I didn't want the potato genes to mutate, but that's fine. We got one here. Let me test this real quick. I think this should be 4, 2, 4. I think. And then if it is, we can just get our osmium seeds up to 10, 10, 10. It totally is. Beautiful. So all we like to do now is do the same process over and over and over again with 2 crop sticks in the middle, get our osmium seeds up to 10, 10, 10, and then multiply or duplicate those same osmium seeds until we have like enough to fill a full field with 10, 10, 10 osmium seeds, at which point we can make another harvester, make another field, maybe extend the room out, and just have a huge field full of osmium seeds that grow super fast, give us multiple essence when we harvest them, and are resistant to weeds, which again, I don't think is really that relevant, but cool nonetheless. And that's how AgriCraft works, basically. Now, there is another quest within the quest that we can do, but before that, let me check in here. I didn't get any rubber seeds, rubber saplings yet, but that's fine. Let me check back in here, because there is another quest for us to do, and this one involves irrigation, and irrigation is pretty cool because first of all it hydrates the land, which means we can get rid of that little block of water in the middle and actually use it to grow some seeds, but also it means that we can actually start to speed up the growth of all of our things without being there holding our sigil of the green growth. So let's go over to AgriCraft again, and what do we need to complete the quest real quick? We need to get ourselves a sprinkler, some wooden irrigation channels, and a wooden water tank. So let's come back in here. All of these are super easy to make. The wooden water tank is made like that. The wooden irrigation channels are made like so. And the sprinkler is the hardest of them all, requiring some iron bars. But we have a ton of iron, and so all we have to do is something like that. Cool stuff. So once we got all of these, the basic gist of this is that we want to have this no more than 4, I believe, blocks above the center here. So 1, 2, let's do, I forget how high we can jump. It's so good. Let's do this, and put the sprinkler right there underneath. And now what we need to do is connect up the water irrigation, or the wooden irrigation channel here, up to the wooden water tank, which is this guy over here. We're going to do it right on the edge. Like, we're going to come all the way out, as far as we can and put it right about there. And what we need to do now is we need to fill this wooden tank up with as much water as possible, or with an unlimited supply of water, so the water can go into this thing, across the channel, down to the sprinkler that can shoot the water out all over these crops, hydrating them, and also increasing the speed at which they grow. So, to do that, we're first of all going to need an unlimited water source right about here, and I should probably put that torch back down before mob starts to spawn all over the place, like this mother trucking son of a gun. I have no idea where he came from, actually, because we've got walls around the outside here, like stopping them from climbing over, so I'm not quite sure what that's about. And by walls, I don't mean these walls, I mean that we've got walls on the walls, which is real weird sentence to say, but that's fine. Let's come over here, let's quickly grab our buckets, which we don't have. What do we do with our buckets? Did we use them to craft something? We might have used them to craft something. Let's make some more buckets here real quick. Let's go and do this. Let's make 2, because 2 is what it takes to make an unlimited water source. We'll take both of you. And we will also take our second Mekanism pump that we got. Oh, I thought we had a pump lying around. I thought we totally had a Mekanism pump lying around. Apparently, we do not. Wait, do we? I'm fairly certain we've got a Mekanism pump somewhere, right? No, we don't. Oh, my goodness. I'm sure we got one as a quest reward, but that's fine. We should, I think, be able to make another one of these fairly easily. Oh, my goodness. Where are these spiders coming from? I need to go around and check my new perimeter to see where the heck I've gone wrong. Also, can this break these? It totally can. Okay, let's get rid of all that. Let's try to... Actually, no, let's sleep. Let's flip and sleep. That way the spiders can't get to me. Let's sleep here. And now let's see about making that pump. So, I think we should have enough gears, although we've been using a lot of gears recently. It wouldn't surprise me if we finally, ran out of our supply. We have 100% run out of our supply. That is fine. The gear cast that we have in here, let's take you, and I think we have enough iron in here to actually make a gear real quick, right? No, okay, that's fine as well. All we need to do is grab our tank full of iron, and as somebody told me in the comment section, you can just simply stick it into here, and that'll start to fill it with iron. Pretty cool stuff. And once we've got enough iron in there, we can go ahead and craft a gear. I should probably leave it in there just so we get a nice batch of gears again, because of course once this is done, we are going to be out of gears. But we can now go ahead and craft up our thing, which is missing a little bit of osmium, which we do have. Let's quickly smelt those up. And by quickly, I mean super quickly, because this thing is the best thing ever. Stick that back in there. What are we missing now? We're missing a bucket, which I know for a fact we can make. I was going to put the one that we had in, but we might as well make a fresh one. And boom, another pump. Nice. Let's quickly grab some apples so we don't die. Oh, I love the fact that the boost thing makes us walk a little faster while we're eating apples as well. Alright, so we put down all our water, we throw down the pump right about there. We do need to give this thing some power, and unfortunately it's faced the wrong way for me to put power in a decent place here. Let's try doing... Did I pick that pump up? I did. It's on the right there. Let's try doing, I guess... I want to try and get it onto there so that I can put the power in a reasonable place. What? Why did you end up there? Let me try that one more time. Let's try putting that right there. Okay, that'll do. I can put the power right there. All we need to do now is, first of all, hook up the power. Actually, this is probably a good side because the power is hooked up over here for the harvester. So let's run this round real quick to the pump. And once this is connected up, we can go ahead and just cover this up again real quick. I like to cover it up with the normal red rock, like the smelted version, instead of this normal version here. And that should now be getting power. And once that's done, all we gotta do is grab our mechanical pipe and do something like that. And there we go. The sprinkler is now working. It works in a 7x7 area. So 1, 2, 3. I think it goes 3 out this way, 3 out. It goes 3 out in each direction, I think, from the middle there. Because that's 7x7. So it's not quite going to reach some of these outside crops. And you'll notice that there is a layer of dirt around the edge here. The harvester can reach this layer of dirt, but the water in the middle can only go 4 out. So we can't quite hydrate this outside dirt yet. And so if we wanted to get the most out of the space that we've got, we'd have to move this sprinkler kind of over here, I think, and have one in this corner, maybe one in all 4 corners. But I think, I'm stuck. How am I stuck? But I think having one, maybe in just 2 corners would probably work, possibly. Maybe this corner and that corner might not be hydrated, but this is now hydrating all of this stuff and making it faster. And basically what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to go away. I'm going to try and upgrade my osmium seed to 10, 10, 10, and I'll be back in a second. Boom, there we go. A 10, 10, 10 osmium seed. The best it can possibly be using the AgriCraft upgrade system there. It took a little while. We went through a lot of different types of seeds here, which have all got different, growth gain and strength values, but we finally finally have a 10-10-10, so we can now just get rid of all of these osmium seeds that we have already. Basically put, to be fair, we could probably like throw away all of the non-10-10-10 ones, because they're really just clogging up the inventory system here. Let me like put them in there. But now we can just go ahead and stick down like our normal osmium seeds like that, and then around it, just put more of these like so, and then the 10-10-10 will just crossbreed over into the rest of them, and we can just set up a full farm of 10-10-10 osmium seeds all around, and that should give us a ton of osmium. And the plan is to do that for every single crop. Like if we can get some iron seeds eventually, because although we have the aubrey bushes, the iron seeds themselves in a massive field like this at 10-10-10 will be so much faster. Are these all like defaulted? No, we have to scan them. That's fine. Stick those in there. These should come back 10-10-10. And you know, we can do the same thing for like obsidian seeds. We can do them. Yep, there's 10-10-10. Obsidian seeds, quartz seeds, Certus quartz seeds, nether quartz seeds, all that kind of stuff. And we can just get a ton of things going super duper quick. We are going to have to come up with a lot of farmland, and all of them are going to require these sprinklers, which does kind of tank your frame rate a little bit. Mine's doing fine, but I know a bunch of these do kind of affect the frame rate just a tad. This one, the Fisher has not quite come back with any rubber tree saplings yet, but that's fine. We can leave it running between episodes and see if we get anything. And also, I took a quick look whilst I was working, and we do have some more treasure bags of the uncommon variety, and I want to check if these, they totally do have at least one ender pearl in. They don't quite have as many as I was hoping, but they do have one. And I say as many as I was hoping, because I wanted to get one more quest done here. And apparently, we need 10 of those irrigation channels? Let me quickly make some more of these irrigation channels here so we can just complete that quest. Like so. Wow, it gives us, what the heck? It gives us pumpkin seeds. That would have been nice to know at the beginning of the episode when we went and just did all that stuff with Botania. Could have missed it all, but we learned a nice thing about AgriCraft breeding over there. One last quest I did want to get done is over here. When I said I wanted somewhere to store my cobblestone and my oak, I completely forgot about deep storage units. There's a quest here for me to craft a deep storage unit. Unfortunately, they do require quite a few ender pearls, and as of right now, I think we have just the one we just got. As far as ender pearls go, yeah, we could make more using the diamonds and the emeralds and then turning them into ender pearls like that. But that's a little expensive. I would rather try and get some sort of enderman spawner set up. We can also do it with ghast, but again, seems real expensive. We should probably look towards getting some ender pearl seeds. A little bit expensive, of course. We need some Imperio essence and stuff like that, but that probably would be a good idea. What I might do, in fact, then actually, is we could probably, with the amount of stuff we've got now, we could probably get 4 ender pearls really quickly. So you know what? We're going to do it. We're going to grab some of our charcoal. We've got 1,000. We're going to make all of this into normal coal. I'm going to try and make the 4 diamonds. I'm going to try and make 4 diamonds in the alchemical chemistry set. I'm going to use those 4 diamonds to make 4 emeralds, and then I'm going to use those 4 emeralds to make 4 ender pearls, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, and a little while later, we now have 4 ender pearls and 4 Manitio essence. So, if we look at the recipe for ender pearl seeds, these guys over here, I think they're called ender seeds or enderman seeds. These ones over here. To make these, we of course need the 4 Imperio essence. So we're also, and now that I look at it, going to need some more Manitio essence to make that Manitio seed. So let me quickly grab 8 more red rock, like so, and get that cooking up in the blood altar, like so. But all we need to do now is come over to here, stick our Manitio essence in there, and that's going to upgrade pretty quickly, I think pretty quickly, into Accio essence. It shouldn't take too long for all 4 of those to go through. And I think we might have enough essence in our system to actually get all the way here, because of course we need 400,000 to do that, and then 200,000 to do all 4 of those. I know we have 800,000, and so I think we could probably, if we just keep doing that, get all the way up to Imperio essence just with what we've got in this blood orb already, which would be pretty cool. And let's take these, and again, quickly craft them up with some normal seeds like so. What we should really do is just make one, instead of making these Manitio seeds every single time, we should do what we just did with the osmium over there, plant these Manitio seeds, get them upgraded to 10-10-10 Manitio seeds, and then just grow a ton of Manitio. At that point, we don't have to use the blood altar for any of the stuff, but for now, let's put that in there. That is crucial. And so, let me just check the life system real quick. Do we have enough in there? Yeah, we've got over 500,000 in there, and so this should be able to fairly easily make 4 Imperio essence. It's just going to take a little bit of time. And there we go, we have ourselves 4 Imperial Essence, which, if we now bring back over to here and put into our system with all that junk, we should be able to craft into Enderman Seeds. Nice. Now, again, what we'll probably do at some point is make these into 10-10-10 seeds, but for now, all I'm going to do is just stick them down, grab my Sigil of the Green Grove, and right-click over and over again like so. Okay, and once we've got a bunch of Enderman Essence, I think we should have everything it takes to make this deep storage unit. Do we have the plastic? We do. Do we have enough to make the factory machine blocks? We don't, because we didn't make those gears earlier. So let me quickly grab you and stick that in there so that can start making some gears. So I'm just going to leave it in there and let it use all like 12,000 iron to make as many gears as it possibly can. We're going to need 5 before we can even start to consider making this. But whilst we're waiting for that, let's see about making those ender pearls. So we need 3 ender pearls, just normal, and then 2 eyes of ender. So let's go ahead and make all 5 ender pearls. I also went ahead and got a little bit more blaze essence, so we can go ahead and make ourselves some blaze powder, which we can then craft up into blaze. Also, we can make some blaze rods, which we can then craft into blaze powder, which we can then use to make these 2 eyes of ender. And now all we are missing is that factory block, so we just need 5 of these, which are now done. This is the point where I get in here and realize we don't have enough steel. Hopefully we do. Oh, we don't need steel because it's not a mechanism block. We just need plastic, which of course we do not have. That would be far too easy. Do we have any? Can we make more plastic sheets? We can. Okay, let's stick that in there. Let's make ourselves that, but then we're not going to have enough plastic to do that, are we? No, we're not. Okay, let me do one last check to see if this has worked. It has not yet, but that's again fine. Let's just find the rubber seeds, do a little bit of this, craft up the essence, grab the rubber, smelt it through real quick, smelt it through one more time, craft it up into sheets, and we should finally be good to go. Let's see. Boom, boom, and boom! There we go. We got ourselves a deep storage unit, which completes a quest, gives us an ME storage bus, and finally allows us to start storing cobblestone. So let me grab some of the cobble that we already have real quick. Actually, let's just grab that. Let's stick this down, I guess, like right about there. If we put our ME storage bus there and then connect this back up, I've been like periodically disconnecting this to make sure that our system doesn't overflow with cobblestone, but now what we can do is we can just go ahead and put some cobblestone into there, and that's going to recognize that we're storing cobblestone in here, I think. And then if we hook this up, it should start to store all of the cobblestone that it produces directly into the deep storage unit. And so, for the foreseeable future, all of our cobblestone will be stored in there, and our AE system shouldn't get clogged up with all of that stuff, because this deep storage unit, for those who don't know, can hold just upwards of 2 billion of any item. I think it's like 2.126 billion or something. It's whatever a 32-bit integer caps out at, but it's just over 2.1 billion. And so, until we get about 2.1 billion cobblestone, we're not going to have any problem with storing stuff in our AE system. And yeah, with that, guys, I'm going to end this episode of Hypovolemia there. What I'll do between episodes is I'll probably make another one of these as I start storing our wood as well. We're gonna have to make like an import bus, start importing the wood from this chest. As you can see, it's filled up already. The planter downstairs looks like it's also filled up, which is why we're getting excess oak saplings as well. Need to find a way to get rid of those, but yeah, we need to set up like some kind of import bus, get that going to a deep storage unit as well. But that is all for future episodes. I might also do a little bit more work on some AgriCraft seed leveling between episodes, get some more seeds up to 10, 10, 10, maybe even set up a few more harvesters and a few more fields like this, and maybe extend the room a little bit between episodes. I'm not quite sure, but with that, guys, I'm going to end the episode there. Thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to hit like. It really does help out a lot. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys next time.